imagine getting so good at persuasion that you can generate tens of millions of dollars from perfect strangers, people that don't even know you. And some of them might not even like you. Well, that's how I got this $50 million trophy, and I've generated over $100 million in sales. Just imagine having that type of power. What are you going to do with that? Are you going to open up schools for orphans or travel 150 days in a row, staying at the Four Seasons, the Six Senses, or even the Burj Khalifa? Or are you going to do all of it like I did? Well, today I'm going to show you exactly how I mastered persuasion, the key principles, so that you can do it as well. Just promise you'll do something good for the planet and not use it for evil, because what I'm about to share is some of the most powerful secrets that no one really talks about. So let's get into it. Let's say you have a business, and before you start any sort of marketing campaign, you have to work on the ICP and just go super deep on that. You need to understand everything there is to know about your potential customer, who they look like, what age range they're in, what problem that they are facing in their life right now, and take the time to actually create a very detailed profile for that person. In this example, I'm talking about an aspiring Adam between the ages of 25 to 35. Adam is young, ambitious, who's tired of his 9 to 5s. He feels trapped in the rat race and is desperate to break free. He's tech savvy and has a drive for success, but feels unfulfilled and underpaid in his current situation. Core problem, right? And then going deep and understanding, and you're going to get this information not from making it up, but actually speaking with some of your most ideal prospects. And you create a deep avatar profile for that person. You must understand the 5 most powerful emotions around that problem. Because why emotions? If you understand their problems, and let's say there's 5 of those problems, and out of the 5 problems, there's 2 of those problems that create the most emotionally charged response from that person, well, those are the 2 that you're going to talk about. You're not going to talk about the other 3. Even if there's 1 out of 5, just talk about that one emotionally charged issue that is creating frustration for them, that is creating overwhelm for them, and just go deep on that. One of our software campaigns that we did, for the software campaign, that software helped people with 5 different things. It helped people with customer service. That software helped people with their course. It was an AI software, and that software also helped them reduce the number of salespeople that they had to manage. And what we found, the most emotionally charged problem was actually the salespeople problem. They were tired of overpaying for their sales reps. They were tired for managing their sales reps. They were tired of shelling out, hundreds of thousands of dollars for their sales reps and managing, and also dealing with the fluctuations in their performance. We didn't talk about customer service. We didn't talk about course mentorship with DI. We doubled down, tripled down, put all our eggs around that emotionally charged topic. So go deep on this, understand everything, their most powerful emotions around the problem, their top 5 biggest fears, how those fears affect their prospects' lives. Go deep into the type of conversations that they might be having with their significant others, with their parents, with their friends, with their co-workers. What's their inner voice telling them, right? Go that deep. Most people don't take the time to go this deep. So when you go this deep, you're able to use that in your copy, in your advertising, in your VSLs, video sales letters, in your funnels, in your messaging, in your live events. And then prospects feel like, wow, this person really understands me, right? So I'll give you an example for a headline. Example 1 says, hey, learn how to make $1 million overnight. You're going to be very cautious about that headline, right? Because you don't know who this person is. Whereas if there's a second headline which says the 5 mistakes to avoid to make your first million, you're going to be a lot more curious about this second headline because it doesn't require you to trust that person, right? It inherently curious because you know you want to avoid the problems to get to your first million, and you're going to open that link. So understanding these questions that are happening and the problems or the mistakes they're making, understanding all these things is going to help you with coming up with the right content to target your market. So go deep on this, conversational soundbite, what our prospects don't want to do to fix their problem. Because if you're offering a solution and the solution requires them to put 100 years of work, they're not going to have good conversion. Sound bites about what they don't want to do. Write all these things down, and then this is where the core of your marketing material is going to come from. Without this, everything else fails. This is what holds everything together. All right, so then let's get into the base desire. All right, this is it. From the ICP, you're able to target the base desire. So if a genie could snap their fingers and give them the perfect solution, what would our prospects' life look like? So what's their base desire? Well, they want freedom. Money's just a tool to get them what they actually want. So understanding a base desire, even this thumbnail, when you clicked on this thumbnail or you looked at the title of this very video, it targets your base desire. How to get so good at persuasion that even your enemies, even like anyone wants to buy from you. Like, wow, it hits that desire very strongly. So it's similar with your marketing campaign. You want to make sure that you hit the right base desire, the most important one, the most emotionally charged one. And for this particular example, they want to experience freedom to be able to work from anywhere, not just having financial freedom, but also location freedom and time freedom. These are the base desires that you can target for an ICP like Adam. So, and what that looks like, what does the post life looks like, or after using your product, what does their life look like? And really channeling that in your headlines and in your Facebook ad copy, in your YouTube content, in your organic content, whatever it might be. The base desire theory really helps your customers click whatever it is that you have to offer. And you can do this through words, and you can also do this through visuals as well. Now, the next pillar of persuasion comes down to Benista. All right, so what does Benista stand for? It is a big idea no one is talking about. So one of the ads that I created, this created over $10 million in sales, and the big idea behind it was called like the billboard ad idea. Everyone was talking about Facebook ads, Google ads, and I wanted to hit a market that was big enough, wide enough. And this is like 5 years ago. Not everyone knew about Facebook ads, or even if they did, they thought it was too technical. So I talked about, it's like, hey, here's a simple business. You know about billboard ads, but what you don't know about is online billboard ads. So just like a physical billboard business, digital billboards work the same way without the headaches of rental costs and dealing with vendor costs. It's all online. You simply put up an online billboard and you collect rent. So describing it was a big idea, and this created over $10 million in sales right off the bat. It took a company that was doing $30,000 a month to making over $1 million a month, and went on to generate over $10 million in sales. It was a big idea that no one was talking about. What else is a good example? Well, Invisalign, when it first came out, was this big idea as well. With Invisalign, there's this new concept that you're not going to have good teeth or straight teeth, or you're not going to have the best smile. Another great example of a big idea was Invisalign when it came out. It just became a $1 billion company because of this big idea. Well, what was it? Here's this new tray that you put in your mouth, and you can have straight teeth without having to look ugly with braces. And it was, again, a big idea no one was talking about. This did not exist. It was a brand new opportunity. Our brains are wired for novelty. Our brains are there to detect change. Whenever you go into your room and you notice something has moved, you notice what has changed. You don't notice everything, right? And that's a survival mechanism that we have. We are literally wired. Our neurology is wired to detect change. So always create new concepts, because new concepts always attract a lot more attention. Another great example is X3 Force, P90X as well. P90X had this concept of muscle confusion. Oh, the reason why you're not getting big, you're not getting muscular, is because you haven't tried this new thing, muscle confusion. Doesn't do anything, but it was great for marketing. They made hundreds of millions of dollars in sales. Same thing I noticed with X3 Force, another new mechanism, a new opportunity, a big idea no one was talking about. Hey, use resistance bands for training and you will grow muscles way faster. And they showed this massive dude who's older as well. Hey, if it works for a 50-year-old, then it should work for a 30-year-old, 20-year-old as well. And you'll get absolutely jacked. And all their pictures is just like super strong people as well. So I tried it. Maybe I'm using it wrong. It just didn't work out. I didn't grow muscles 3 times faster, but it was a big idea no one was talking about. So have a big idea. The bigger your idea, the more people it can address and the more sales you can generate. And that's how I've generated hundreds of millions of dollars. Make sure that this is something no one is talking about yet if you want to make hand over fist money. Because if you go with a new idea, like, improvement type of offer as opposed to a new offer, you just have to go through more questions, because if it is not a new idea, it is just going to take a lot more work trying to persuade someone. With a brand new offer, brand new opportunity, people cannot say no because it's not something that they have seen before. Now that you have Binista covered, by the way, like and subscribe this video if you're enjoying it and share it with your friends. When you have Binista covered, this does not work unless you solve for the next thing. You have to mitigate the risk, because when you make a new offer, whether it's Invisalign, whether it is P90X, it needs to reduce the risk for a brand new offer. Well, what P90X did, they had super ripped, jacked dudes and girls using it. They had personal trainers vouching for it. So that was the risk mitigation. What Invisalign did, they had orthodontists using it as well as promoting it. It was in dental offices. So demonstrate, not just talk about it, demonstrate how it's real. Put it in dental offices if you can. If it's a virtual product, have testimonials, have stories of people finding success from it. Show and tell, do live demos. Demonstration is the most powerful form of persuasion. Have celebrity endorsements, because celebrity already have trust in the market, especially if that celebrity is known for being in that market as well. Another way to mitigate the risk of the unknown is by having known people like celebrities vouching for your product, or being on popular publications like Forbes, Bloomberg. Once again, you're creating more familiarity for the person that is your audience. Create a real personal story of the founder. Dave Asprey did a great job of that with Bulletproof Coffee. We all know his story. He went to the Himalayas or Nepal, and he found that these people in high altitudes were more mentally sharp, and they were having this grass-fed butter and they were mixing it up with the coffee. And when he did that, he felt great. So I haven't heard this story for a decade. Maybe I'm telling it wrong, but I still remember it. And the personal story of the founder really helps bring authenticity into your product and whatever it is that you're selling. Another great way to mitigate risk is guarantees. Having 30-day refund money-back guarantees. For some of our products, we have 6-month money-back guarantees. So just these 4 things, you're already there. You're already 70% ahead of your competition. Now, if you do some of these additional things, this is what's going to bring it home for you guys, okay? So why they have failed in the past, why their past tries just have not worked. Well, an example of that is now people have all these AI-based tools and softwares. And the reason why people didn't have success before is, well, AI didn't exist. Now you can write a book with AI and you can charge people to help them write a book without you having to do 90% of the grunt work yourself. And you can just put in the right info, ask the right questions, get the right details from the expert. You put it into AI software and it would write the book for you. See, something like this didn't exist before. So because of that, you are more persuasive because you are telling the person, oh, here's a brand new opportunity and do this because now you can make money as a ghostwriter. Because in the past, this technology did not exist. And you might have failed in the past, but you're not going to fail now. So that's also going to mitigate risk for them and they're going to want to try your thing. The next one adds on to this. Well, right now is the best time because of this new technology, right? New tech has been invented. And a lot of times technology is a great reason for why right now is the best time. This is such an important driver because if you don't do this, people are not going to take action on your offer. You have to create a reason why. Why right now is the best time to do this. And if you don't do this, you're going to miss out. So with this AI example, it makes a lot of sense. And even if it's a supplement, you can create right now answer because, hey, right now is the best time to take this type of coffee because of our environment and it's only getting worse. And this coffee is going to add minerals that you desperately need. And every day you wait, it is going to make things worse for you. That's another example for the persuasion element. Now, this next part, if you don't do this, all the hard work that you have done to this point is going to be wasted. Because after you have did the research, brought in the Banista, introduced the new opportunity and why right now is the best time, you have to explain how the mechanism works. So in case for my billboard ad, when I introduced online billboard ads as the new opportunity, I went in to explain how these online billboard ads actually work. And I spent some time explaining it. And then people got it. They're like, aha, I get it. Oh, it's fairly simple. And this is much easier than setting up an actual billboard and dealing with vendors and monthly rent payments and all of that. So P90X did the same thing. Invisalign did the same thing. They had their doctors actually explain how Invisalign worked. I got it. That's why I've got a great smile. So now this last one, you get asked for the sale, right? You have a call to action. If you don't have a call to action, like, hey, please like and subscribe this video now, because I'm not selling anything and I need to get paid in likes and subscribes. Thank you very much. So add a CTA and create a scarcity. One of the things we did with our ads, we added a timer towards the end, because when there wasn't a timer on our YouTube ads, we realized, oh, it just goes to the next thing and people forget to click. But when we added timer, people know, hey, the ad is going to go away in 5 seconds. Now's my chance to take action. So adding a timer, creating a reason to click right now, creating scarcity, fear of missing out. You need to have these elements. If you don't do that, then your just conversion is not going to be the same. And if your conversion is not going to be the same and you're going to be less persuasive, your campaigns are not going to perform as well. And you won't be able to get a $50 million trophy. So I hope this helps. See you on the next one.